Traveler, welcome back. The fire still burns steady, but even the safest hearth casts light beyond its walls. Some victories draw applause, others draw attention, and attention, once earned, is never free. Episode 13, The Cost of Standing Out. Morning came gently. Sunlight spilled through the cracked shutters, warming stone and wood alike. The house felt different now, not quiet with neglect, but settled, as though it had finally remembered its purpose. Alira was awake before the others. She stood near the hearth, the rune-carved stone resting in her palms. Its warmth pulsed softly, steady and patient. She knelt and pressed it into the ward's anchor point beneath the floor stone, whispering the words Helvin had taught her. Not commands, but permissions. And the house responded, not with light, not with sound, but with a sense of relief, like the pressure that once lingered at the edge of awareness faded entirely. The air smoothed, the walls felt thicker, older, ready. "It will hold," Alira murmured, "years at least." She rose just as Silas emerged from the back room, rubbing sleep from his eyes. "Good," he said. "I'd hate to die somewhere that finally feels like home." Breakfast came together easily. Apples, fresh picked, were sliced and cooked down with honey and spice. Eggs sizzled in the pan. Bread was torn and shared. For a time no one spoke. Callan watched the light move across the floor and realized something unsettling. He wasn't listening for danger. But after the meal, Aaron gestured toward the orchard. "We should take a look around back." The apple trees were thick with fruit, branches heavy and healthy despite years of neglect. Fallen apples lay unspoiled at the tree's roots, soil dark and rich beneath. Behind the farthest tree, half hidden by ivy, they found it, a stone wall, circular, cleanly built but old and sound. Alira leaned over the stone wall and placed her hand along its edge. She closed her eyes. For a moment she was still. Then a soft smile appeared on her face. "Spring-fed," she said quietly. "Deep and protected." Callan exhaled slowly. "Well, that explains the trees and the soil. It's rich. This place could support a garden." Lyra murmured, her palms still resting against the stone. "You can feel it. This land was chosen carefully. That's why it was protected for so long." She opened her eyes, the smile fading just slightly. "We were very lucky to find it." She straightened and looked toward the orchard. "And luck like this draws attention, whether we wanted to or not." Callan nodded. He'd been thinking the same thing. "All right," he said, after a moment. "Let's divide the work for today. I'll head into town and place the order. We've got more than enough coin to start repairs and stock up on food. Who's coming with me?" Aaron stepped forward without hesitation. "Oh, I will." Callan nodded once and turned toward the gate. Alira watched the exchange in silence. Silas leaned back against the doorframe, folding his arms. "I'll stay, tidy up the kitchen and help finish settling the house in order. Once that's done, we can move outside." "I'll stay as well," Alira said. "I want to finish listening to the house and help Silas with some of the chores." Silas snapped his fingers. "Right, I almost forgot." He reached into his pocket and produced a folded parchment. "I already made a list of what we'll need." Callan took it, glanced over the neat lines. "Of course you did." Silas grinned as Callan and Aaron headed for the gate. Callan and Aaron headed toward Brackenfall with a list of needs, and on this list was lumber, stone, iron fittings, tools, nails, paint, food. A barrel of wine found its way onto the altar, followed closely by a barrel of ale. for reasons no one bothered to justify. For what they had earned retrieving the anchor, the expense would barely make a dent in the chest Elvin had given them. The road into town felt different now. People noticed them. Some nodded in quiet respect, others whispered as they passed. A few stared openly, eyes lingered on gear, posture, the way the group moved without hesitation. Bronze-ranked hunters watched from doorways and benches, men and women who had spent months, some years grinding contracts, still waiting for advancement. Here were 4 newcomers already repairing land. Praise came easily, but so did resentment. At the supply yard, the clerk's posture changed the moment he noticed the guild seal tucked into Callan's satchel. As payment was exchanged, his tone sharpened, his movement became precise, professional, like he was showing recognition. "I'll make sure my men have your supplies delivered by noon," the man said quietly. "No later." As they stepped away, Erin leaned in. "Did that feel strange to you?" she asked quietly. It was like he noticed something and changed completely. Callan nodded. "The seal," he said. "We'll turn it in, just not yet. I want the house in order first." Callan and Erin walked the road back in easy silence, the space between them familiar now. When they returned home, the change was immediate. The house was clean. Dust cleared, packs stored, rooms cleaned. 4 bedrooms stood ready, and the 5th room, once bare, had been arranged into a meeting space. A round table sat at its center, 5 chairs placed evenly around it, with 2 more set against the walls for extra seating. A small hearth had been cleared and rebuilt, stones set carefully. Olivia met them inside, a hint of pride in her expression. "The ward's stable," she said. "And the house, it's listening again." Callan nodded. "Good. I brought tools, too." They moved outside together. Brush was cleared from the front yard. Stones were gathered where sections of the border wall had collapsed. Measurements were taken. Plans were spoken aloud, adjusted, and spoken again. The work wasn't finished, but it had begun. The house echoed with purpose. Then the bell rang. Not a warning bell, not an alarm, the noon church bell from Brackenfall. Its sound rolled across the land, steady, unavoidable. Erin shaded her eyes. "Wagon coming up the road." Callan glanced at the cleared yard. "Good timing." They opened the gate and guided the men inside, directing the supplies to their places. Lumber stacked to one side, stone set near the wall, household goods carried indoors. Then another rider dismounted. Straight-backed, gilt colors worn clean. The runner approached Callan and handed him a sealed parchment without ceremony. "You are summoned," he said. "Hunters Guild Hall, immediately." No explanation, no room for refusal. As the bell echo faded, Callan looked around at the house. The fire, the trees, the wall, the work half begun. Safety earned, visibility claimed. The cost had arrived sooner than expected. They gathered the things. The road back to town was short, and every step carried the weight of being seen. The fire still burns, the walls still hold, but the world has noticed the light within them. Standing out is not always a choice. Sometimes it is the price of survival. Rest while you can, traveler, because from this moment on, nothing they've earned will remain unnoticed.